Welcome back to Faith by Fire, the space where we get real, we get honest, and we let God breathe purpose into the places that once felt painful. I'm Haley, and this is my husband, Jeff. And today, our episode is for anyone who feels like life has been pressing in from every side. If you've been stretched thin, overwhelmed, confused, or just tired, you're in the right place. Because the truth is, pressure doesn't mean that God has abandoned you. Pressure often means that He is preparing you. So let's just get into it. Today, like I said, my husband is joining us. I'm super happy to have him on. He's a little nervous, so just be patient with us. But we are going to be starting by reading some scripture that really resonated with me, and I think it can resonate with a lot of people within our lives right now. So we are going to be reading from 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 8 and 9. And it says, "We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed." I feel that, like, if that doesn't speak real life, then I don't know what does. There are seasons where it feels like everything hits at once, and I know that's where I am right now. And I know, like I said, there's a lot of other people, between maybe finances, a job, relationships, identity, or maybe just like you're battling just spiritually, just trying to figure out where you are spiritually.
Yeah, there's, battling things with everyday life tasks like work and kids and stuff like that. So, yeah.
And I think, like, it's easy, too, to just, like, all of that going on. I know for us, like, all of those things is, like, happening right now, and I think we're both to the point to where, like, I just can't take one more thing.
Yeah, and that's been every day since...
For, like, the last, like, 10 months, I feel like.
Yeah.
So, but I do think that this verse is reminding us that being pressed is not the same as being crushed. That pressure does have a limit, and God is the one who sets that limit. And sometimes that pressure is actually God's way of pushing us out of places that we've stayed in. Like, maybe, like, it's easy to get comfortable. So, that could be His way of just pushing us out of our comfort zones.
Yeah, and if you're comfortable, you're not learning. So,
yeah,
that's also a good outcome,
right,
of that. So,
just like breaking, you get set in your ways, and you have like this identity. So He's just breaking off like maybe old identities, or maybe like dead end environments or relationships that could have been draining you. Maybe a job that just wasn't meant to be there for you.
Yeah, or just bad routines.
Yeah.
It's easy to sit there and try to escape all these pressures of every day. Sometimes you find yourself with your phone in front of your face for hours, just trying to escape
the reality.
The reality, the problems. So,
yeah, and I think that, like, the pressure, whenever you're forced to be like put under pressure, it shows you what needs to change. It reveals what needs to be strengthened inside of you. And sometimes I also feel like you can get confused during that journey, like whenever you're breaking out of all those old habits and old routines and stuff.
Yeah,
it can cause some confusion. And I feel like there's maybe moments where, I mean, for me anyways, where you look back and you think, like, that's not how I planned things to go. I feel like, we worked so hard to get to like a certain point, and I think we both finally thought, oh, we have our life together. And then overnight it was just, our world was sort of flipped upside down. And I think that there are moments where there is confusion, but it's not the same as like hopelessness, because you can get that feeling of hopelessness sometimes where
Yeah.
you just feel so defeated.
Yeah, you get in, your routines of being comfortable, and then the flip of a switch, you lose your job, whatever, and you think everything's falling apart.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it's been.
So,
Yeah. But I feel like, God doesn't require us to understand the plan. He requires us He's teaching us to learn the one that He has for us. And we may not know why things are shifting. We may not know why doors are closing, but we know that God is allowing certain things to fall apart because we need those doors to close to be able to open new doors for new beginnings.
yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
Yeah. So I think that you may not know why things are shifting, but just know that you are not without hope. You are not without direction. You are not without purpose. That God is still paving the path for you, and
Yeah, you may not see the plan, but there's a plan out there. One door closes, another one opens. You never know. Losing a job,
which we both did. So I guess,
Yeah.
yeah. So like just maybe just a little insight into what 2025 was for us. There was a lot of movement and changes and things happening, and a lot of like what did we do wrong for this to happen to us?
yeah,
But so I lost my job. What was it? April of last year.
mm-hmm.
That was really hard for me. Because I worked at that company for, I think it was roughly 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like poured my heart and soul into that place, and
Yeah.
it really did become like my identity, and like I not only lost my job, but the whole company itself shut down. So there was about 200 people that had lost their jobs. So it was devastating.
Yeah, but where one door closes, another one opens.
It does,
So,
but in the moment, like that's like a lot of like I said, whenever you just like that's all
yeah.
and that happens, you're just like, I don't know what to do now. Like, where do I even begin?
Yeah. Well, I mean, with that happening, you were able to move on to broader horizons. You're able to start this podcast, which could be helping anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody could be going through the same thing and not wanting to voice it, and think that they're alone, but when in reality, like, they're not. So this could be helping anybody.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it. Thank you. Yeah. So I mean, and yeah, like, and with that though, I think there was a lot of like personal, like, like the job loss, but also like some relationships that I lost to along the way. And I think that there are seasons where people walk away, or maybe they misunderstand you or talk about you, and or people tend to distance themselves because they don't understand why you're doing what you're doing. Like, your growth maybe makes them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for me, like, when I did lose my job, that was my shift to sort of turn to God and make a change, and I think it made some people uncomfortable. So, but I think sometimes God allows certain people to leave because they can't go where He's taking you, and sometimes isolation is actually His way of protecting you, and sometimes the separation is really Him transforming you and elevating you and just making you into a better person.
Yeah. Wow. That's really insightful. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I wasn't the only one to go through some stuff. So, like, you lost a job too. That was really stressful for you.
Yeah, it was stressful, but I got to learn from that. Losing a job, it could be a lot. It changes you. But like I said earlier, if you're comfortable, you're not growing. So maybe that wasn't the place for me. Maybe that wasn't the plan.
Mm-hmm. Did it open your eyes a little bit to like, because I feel like it's easy to just like put so much into a job but they don't return it. Did it like make you change your perspective a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when I get into something, I kind of throw my whole self into it. I dedicate myself to it.
You really
And
do.
you know, just seeing that wasn't where I was meant to be. That was an eye opener, and just, you know, you can learn a lot from that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, not only job loss, like I said, 2025 was a lot. So you actually had a major surgery. Like, that was a little scary, like, health-wise. That makes you realize that, like, you know, you want to start taking better care of yourself, too.
Yeah. Yep. Your body has a way of telling you. Yeah, your body has a way of telling you.
I can edit this out. It's okay.
Okay, good. Your body definitely has a way of telling you that it's not all right. I can't. I can't.
Look, I even turned. You can't even see yourself.
I know that. I know. You're gonna have to pick up something else.
Okay, we can totally cut that out. But yeah, so not only like job losses, but we went through health scares. There was a lot of loss within your family. Just like financial stuff for us, I think. But you know, God covers us and He surrounds us and He fills every gap. And I think that sometimes you feel like maybe you've fallen, you've failed, you've hit rock bottom, and maybe had moments where you've questioned everything, but we're still here and we're still pushing through. And I know that's how a lot of people are, you know, even though you're going through all these different things and it's difficult, like you're still here and you're here for a reason, and it's not the end. You know, it's just you're rebuilding what is broken and you're restoring yourself. You're stronger than you think you are. And I think that sometimes a setback it shouldn't define your story, but it's just a chapter.
Yeah.
It's just a chapter in your story. So yeah. But just know that if you're listening right now and you're feeling overwhelmed, if you feel like life has been just pressing in from every direction and you're feeling maybe confused or tired, you are not crushed, you're not abandoned, you're not destroyed. Don't feel hopeless. This is God, and He's strengthening you, He's shaping you, He's preparing you, He's turning that pressure into purpose. And it's not a punishment, it's a preparation. He's teaching you how to survive.
Yeah. He's growing you.
So maybe I have some like reflection questions. So, you know, this is something maybe to, as you're, you know, for you listeners, you know, what area of your life feels pressed in right now? Just ask yourself, like, what is really weighing on me? You know, where can you see that God is protecting you even during that pressure? Like, what do you think maybe He is actually saving you from? What lies has pressure made you believe? You know, what truth is God speaking instead? Can you identify a moment where being pressed actually pushed you to have a greater purpose? And I think that can give you resilience. So like, what does resilience look like for you in this season? And I actually want to answer that question. So like, resilience for me, I think, is showing up even though all these things keep happening and like I feel so defeated. I think I'm showing myself that I still have to get up and show up for our family.
Yeah, definitely.
So I feel like that's that's what it looks like for both of us in this season.
Yeah, being strong for your family,
Mm-hmm.
and also showing, your kids and your wife that you're not going to give up. So
Yeah. Well, I think you're doing great. You have been my biggest support.
I think you're doing great.
But through all of that, just know you're not alone. And we want to thank you today for joining us on Faith by Fire. If this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who needs the reminder that you're not alone. Don't feel abandoned. Don't feel defeated. Make sure that you follow our podcast and don't miss the next episode. And until next time, this is Faith by Fire. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.